Let's begin by having you read the program note for this piece.
Okay. The name of the piece is Iridium Gone Gold. 1. Iridium Flare. A surge of light marking the revolution in satellite telecommunication. Wires shattered and adrenals gone mad, launching us forward to do it faster, spread it further, say it louder, push it harder, leaving us dark in the night and cold on the ground, like the hard, dense, silvery white metallic sheen of iridium. 2. Iridium flare, a surge of light, marking the call to remember, even if in the midst of desolation. The overwhelming vulnerability of clouds reconfiguring, kisses colliding, and human hearts floundering in the space between life and death, like the deep, lustrous yellow of iridium gone gold. Thanks to Willie Johnson for Dark Was the Night, Cold Was the Ground, one of the 27 samples of music included on the Voyager Golden Record, launched into space in 1977.
Beautiful. So I went to college, I think, thinking or maybe assuming that music was something that was written down on a piece of paper. And now I think about that very differently. And this quartet seems to me to embody that, in a sense, the way in which music is not just a set of notated instructions. I was wondering if you agree with that and how you feel that maybe connects with what this piece is about.
Mm-hmm. That's not to say that the piece isn't notated. It actually is notated.
Right.
Sometimes there are actually even prescribed notes. But over the years, my feeling about what music is has really changed. I think when I was in school, I also felt like, oh, I just have to learn enough and I'll put the notes in the right place and then the music will happen, right?
Right.
And then I got into healing and music and all of that, and then it became more and more nothing to do with the material world. That for me, the experience of music was this energy, a special kind of energy that happened between people, or even between yourself and other, whether the other is an idea or a book or something. But it's this, coming together of energies, and in the process of that coming together, something new being born. And it has this whole feeling of birth and vivaciousness and, the essence of life kind of thing. So the piece is about that in kind of, in that it's the difference between, the telecommunication world of rushing and accomplishing and getting it all done faster and running, et cetera, and the contrast between that kind of iridium and the iridium gone gold, which is that moment when, you really connect with something. And to me, that's the music. I guess, in my early years, that's when I most connected, was through music. And so ultimately they've become synonymous for me.
Yeah. That's really beautiful. I know the process of making this piece was also borne out in a very special way with the way you interacted with the quartet.
Yeah, very fun. It was just one of those odd circumstances that evolved, and I got to work with our graduate saxophone quartet for the whole semester, and of course we had incredible amounts of fun. And I was very excited because they were so excited to actually work with the composer, and so someone just took the score, the choreography on the score is still pretty slim. But because I had the semester to work with the group, we got into it in more detail. And of course, I tried to take a lot of feedback from them. It's actually a very difficult piece to do because there is still, you have to memorize the notation as well.
Absolutely.
So, but
yeah, it's a really extraordinary performance to have a student group come on stage and do a performance like that is really a tribute both to their work and the work that you all did together, I think.
And their coach Eric, who basically said, "Yeah, take it away, Patrice." Um, but I'm curious from you, Peter. So, like, what struck you about their performance?
um, I mean, well, the first thing is just their complete engagement in the work the entire time. There's not a moment that they're not completely in it. Um, and so as an audience member there in the hall that night, it was just a really magnetic experience.
Mm.
And I think um, that is something that a good piece hopefully does is it gives performers the the clay to work with to make magic happen on stage. And you have, as a composer, you're trying to seduce them into that great performance space. And I thought they just really hit a stride where they were having that fun for all of us there in the moment.
Yeah, yeah, it was really very satisfying for all of us because for me to see them so committed. I mean, they put obviously a lot of time, extra time, and I am a fairly demanding everything. And they just um, lapped it up. You know, they said, "Okay, come on, give us more. What do you got?" And so a real tribute to them. I remember Matthew at the end saying, "Oh my God!" Matthew was the senior player in the group, and I think he went off to do a doctorate. I can't remember where, but he said, "This is definitely the best course I've ever taken." Just cracked me up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a great piece. I'm glad we get to see it and hear it again.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you so much.